Alright, let's start. Street Fighter? Oh, that's alright, Yang, Ruby. Oh, that's DBZ, Sonic, Link, Mega Man. Oh, that was Smash. Oh, Devil May Cry. Oh, I didn't notice Deadpool. That was Deadpool. That's All-Star Showdown. Alright.
Most people strive to the best of their abilities, but when some tasks prove to be too big for one man, that's when they call in a team.
And in order for that team to work efficiently, that's where different roles or classes come in. And today, we have two feminine sword fighters who act as the backbone of support on their teams.
Weiss Schnee, the Dust Queen from Ruby.
And Yuki Asuna, the Berserk healer from Sword Art Online.
We'll be analyzing each character's history, powers, and abilities, factoring ways they can counter one another, and any exploitable weaknesses to crown today's All-Star.
Let's meet our combatants.
Long ago, in the land of Remnant, life itself was born from dust into an unforgiving world inhabited by monsters known as Grimm.
So I've already
Dust
seen this
is a magical energy reserve,
I don't like talking
and
over
natural
the
resource
reaction
is to prevail
because you
away
can't
the
hear what
forces
they're
of
saying.
evil. It comes in many variations, but
it's alright, I've
nonetheless,
seen this
those
already.
who learn how to control dust become the stuff of legends.
Yeah, I've already seen
And
it, Ruby.
also their house is relatively clean.
There was only darkness, until the day man first learned how to harness dust.
That's
These
right.
legends were known as huntsmen and huntresses. Using dust as a weapon, they were able to combat the malicious Grimm.
So it makes sense that those who control the most dust are the ones on top. Thus begins the story of the Schnee family and their youngest daughter, Weiss.
Being born into a large corporation, Weiss had grown up hungry for power.
She's the Snow Queen or
and she
Ice
gained an
Queen.
extremely large superiority
Yeah, based off
complex.
Snow White. That's
However,
right.
she did have it quite rough growing up.
She's 5'3".
Not only was she
Wow.
made out to live up to the expectations of her sister Winter, who, mind you, is one of the world's most profound huntresses, but she was also targeted by the scum of the earth. Furries.
Whoa.
You mean the Faunus. People
Yeah.
born with animal traits
What?
and
I
attributes.
was like, whoa.
She became a source
Did not
of
see that
controversy
coming.
because the Schnee Dust Company lawfully mistreated Faunus under harsh conditions. This led to not only violent protests, but threats from extremist groups known as the White
Yep, the
Fang.
White Fang.
Hence why she acts the way she does. She may be stuck up, but can you really blame her?
But sadly, this led to her becoming spiteful towards Faunus in the first place, feeling as if they were the reason her family was the way they are.
And like previously mentioned, she had a lot of expectations to live up to in terms of being a huntress. So she applied and was accepted into Beacon
Academy, that's
This
right.
led to her eventual meeting with Ruby Rose,
Ruby.
a young, ambitious, and kind girl.
And a
kind of the
klutz.
polar opposite to what Weiss is.
Yeah.
The two didn't get along very well at first, nor Ruby's companion Blake.
Who is also a Faunus. Man, this stuff's really coming back to bite Weiss in the rear end.
Which is for the better, as Weiss then realized during a training expedition that they weren't so bad after all.
This eventually led to the creation of Team Ruby,
Team
with
Ruby,
Weiss
that's
being a
right.
key player in the team's success.
Firstly, Weiss is a combat expert.
Okay.
She can form amazing strategies for her team.
Weiss's sword, the
Okay,
Mirtnester,
here's her
is
glyphs,
a rapier-shaped
force,
blade that allows Weiss to
stomping,
control different elements
gravity,
of dust.
Time
Each dust
dilation,
element corresponds to a
platforms,
different color.
Summoning, oh.
Fire dust
they,
has pyrokinetic
they let her add
properties, which can engulf
summonings.
its target in flames,
So she
or
can
create
do summonings.
explosions tough enough to cover an entire person head to toe in
I
ash.
actually
Williams?
allow this.
Stop. Lightning
That
dust
was
allows Weiss
Ash
to conjure up
from
electric shocks.
Boomstick. Yeah, that was Boom.
Wind dust allows
right.
Weiss to create strong wind currents to increase her movement speed.
And water dust has
Wasn't
been told to
that-
give the user hydrokinetic properties. Though, she doesn't tend to use most of these dust elements to their fullest. No. She prefers to create her own.
Wasn't that the
Like
guy from
combining
Doom?
fire dust and water dust into steam dust, and combining water dust and wind dust into her favorite
Oh,
type,
so she's-
ice dust.
Oh, she can
Ice
combine.
dust is an element
okay.
Weiss has the
I
most
didn't know she
control over.
combined.
She can create large ice formations, can encase entire limbs in ice, and can solidify and cover almost any surface in ice to increase her movement.
Weiss is only limited by the amount of dust she has, but considering she can fight with Team Ruby against massive hordes of Grimm and White Fang members and still have dust to spare, she has plenty of dust to go around.
Weiss prefers to blitz her opponents through a combination of ice, wind, and her semblance ability, glyphs.
Yep.
With glyphs, Weiss can use multiple techniques with repulsion and attraction.
Oh,
Glyphs
okay,
can do
like
many
a
things
magnet.
for Weiss, depending on the
Magnetism.
dust combination they have inside them.
Oh,
They can act as a platform for her to jump off of and extend her mobility and combo ability, manipulate gravity,
yeah. Okay.
and straight up stop the force of oncoming attacks.
Okay, so
With her
that's the
Glyph's
force
time dilation,
or the force
Weiss
stopping.
increases her immense speed to its fullest extent
Yeah,
via
there's
using
her
its
time
time-altering
dilation.
effects to make her movements faster.
But I didn't
But
know
her
so the
most
force
useful glyph
stopping
is
is
the summoning
stopping
glyph.
forces.
This allows Weiss to
from
summon
hitting
any
herself.
enemy she's slain and battle as a loyal
That
servant.
makes a lot of sense then.
Though Weiss has slain countless Grimm, her servant of
Yeah,
choice
and so
appears to
they're
be a
letting
Grimm-possessed
they're
knight
allowing her
armor.
to summon,
This Grimm was able to match her speed
they're
in
allowing
combat,
her to use
even with her
summons in
time
this.
dilation.
So I don't think
Meaning,
Asuna has a
it can
chance.
strike with a massive sword at hypersonic speeds.
Weiss can summon this knight and fight with it in battle. However, she doesn't usually resort to it, considering her incredible physicality. But,
I
you know,
love
it's
that.
good to have
That
her on
episode
hand.
is so good.
Weiss
With
as stated fire
Velvet.
is
I
incredibly
love
fast.
Velvet.
Thanks to her time dilation and precise movement and reflexes, she can keep up with Ruby Rose and
Survived
Yang.
a hit
Both have shown
from
hypersonic
Nora.
speeds via
Okay.
Ruby's semblance ability being super speed, and Yang's ability to fight on par with Mercury
Able to
Black,
summon the Grim
a guy
Knight
who
armor,
dodged
okay.
lightning.
Weiss is also very strong. She can strike with enough force to trade blows with Nora, and can
But
produce
she
ice
can
strong
also
enough to
stop
freeze over
the
monstrous
force of
Grimm.
something.
She survived a
So-
hit from Nora Valkyrie, who
Yeah,
launched
she
Yang
survived it,
sky
but she
high
can
for an extreme
also-
period of time through the roof
Oh, I
of
love
the
that
building.
part.
Granted, Weiss was knocked out. Weiss's versatility,
That was so funny.
speed, and training helped pull her above the rest. However, she does have some notable flaws. Weiss knows
Like
how to
what?
approach combat, don't get me wrong, but she's not the best at thinking on her feet, as shown when she fights some Grimm she's unfamiliar with.
Flat. What do
If
they
she's
mean
under
by
pressure,
flat? With the
or
line
if her
across
opponents
it.
have strange powers like Team Funky, Weiss can sometimes make mistakes.
Like previously
Has a
stated,
large
Weiss' weapon is
superiority
limited by the amount of
complex.
dust she has. Without it, she cannot power her weapon or her glyphs.
Overall, Weiss is an extremely fast, strong, and versatile warrior. Her training under professional
thinking.
mentors, glyph hacks, and summoning abilities allow her to pull ahead of most opponents. However, she's not the best on her toes and can be knocked out by a strong enough hit.
Weiss is a good example of how to use a Riper, but there's another girl who does the weapon just as much justice. Let's see what Asuna is bringing to the table.
It was an accident! What's this? The Schnee Dust Company is not responsible for any injuries or damages sustained while operating a Schnee Dust Company product.
Although not mandatory, the Schnee family highly encourages their customers to read and familiarize themselves with an easy-to-follow guide to dust application and practice in the field.
Eh.
You really want to start making things up to me?
Absolutely.
Read this and don't ever speak to me again.
Alright, real quick, I want to stop because I just want to say what I meant to say with the force stopping is I didn't realize that's what they meant. So if she gets hit, someone hits her with enough force to knock her back. If she has the power, her glyph, one of her glyphs is to stop forces. That means if she gets hit, she can stop it so it's not as powerful of a hit, of a strike. But they were talking about like magnetism, forcing things close to her or pulling them away, pulsing. So, yeah, either way, that's still... Weiss has a lot to offer, and her versatility will make her very tough to beat. Let's see Asuna.
Reality and fiction are two
My
planes very
waifu.
far apart from each other, but thanks to modern technology, these two things can become closer than ever.
A company known as Argus has created a VR MMORPG, or virtual reality massively multiplayer online role-playing game. That's excessive.
This game was Sword Art Online.
Alright.
Many beta testers were eager to get their hands on this game, as it was the first of its kind.
10,000 copies were sold in seconds for this beta test. However, playing the game cost a horrible price.
In order to enter Sword Art Online, one must use a virtual reality device known as the Full Dive Machine, which literally links your nerves, medical needs, and even soul into the game. Players will experience all pain they feel in the game as a real-life equivalent. For those who chose to enter Sword Art Online, those players could not escape. The creators knew of this design flaw and used these players as guinea pigs.
Really?
Life and death was determined by this game. Those who beat the game survived, and those who couldn't were trapped there forever, or they died.
So obviously, many people sought out a way to get out of this crazy game.
One of
I
these
didn't
players
see
was
that
Yuki
one.
Asuna.
Yeah, I saw
But just call her Asuna.
that one.
Before SAO, Asuna lived a pretty
Not
peaceful
the
life.
other,
Her brother was
not
one
the
of the first
fairy-
people to buy the 10,000
fairy
copies
tale.
of the game, but couldn't play it due to a business trip.
So Asuna tried
I
out this
didn't know
full
that
drive
her
machine,
older brother
and she was
had
trapped inside the
ordered it.
game!
Oh, I
When
didn't
she
know
figured
that.
out she was trapped in SAO, she secluded herself.
Seeing no way of getting back home, Asuna decided to actually start killing monsters to gradually gain experience points in order to excel in this
Fan
world.
service.
Until she met Kirito,
This episode.
who grabbed her attention. Yeah, her attention.
Kirito,
Fan
wanting to
service,
get
that's
back
all
home,
that is.
recruited Asuna. He changed her outlook on life, and she now sought out to fight with Kirito and make it back.
The two slowly climbed the ranks of Sword Art Online, overthrowing boss after boss.
They even had a daughter named Yui. The characters
Oh,
that ruined
no, I
the
already
show.
knew that.
Eventually, the two found their way out of Sword Art Online and met up in the real world. That eventually led them to playing more virtual reality games, seeing as they were very skilled.
And game after game,
Yeah,
the gaming
this one I
duo
didn't
sorely
see.
climbed leaderboard after leaderboard.
I didn't finish
but
it.
Asuna couldn't
Not
do
when,
any of this
not when
without
Asuna
some
was a
amazing
fairy
gear.
or whatever she is,
Like
an elf
any
or
RPG
something.
character, Asuna
I
has
never
certain
saw this
stats
one.
allocated and
Or,
gear
like
she
I
has
said, never
obtained with
finished
different
it.
effects.
Asuna has a chivalric rapier. This sword was
What's-
forged by a
what,
blacksmith by
version
combining
was she
her
in?
other
The
sword,
first version
the
or the
wind
second
fleuret,
version in this
with
fight?
some more iron.
I think the first one.
This sword is superior
What
to
they
many
showed.
swords in SAO due to its +5 boost.
She has many different combos with a rapier, like the Star Splash, an 8-hit attack that opens her opponents up in the first 3 swift strikes, and follows up with 5 strong strikes.
Or is a flashing penetrator, and the quadruple pain. Attacks that both create sonic booms.
But her most powerful attack is the Mother's Rosario.
This is an 11-hit combo. If all attacks land, it creates a shockwave the size of an island.
She also has agility and ripple earrings. These grant her boosts in speed and hearing respectively.
The prancing boots allow Asuna to jump higher distances.
Finally, she has the Candlelight Ring and Sigil of Lucilla. These rings increase her agility even more.
Why do we keep mentioning agility? Because she's extremely fast. She can keep up with Kirito and cut and reflect bullets.
This is because her sprint stat is maxed out.
Speaking of stats, we should mention how Asuna's acrobatic ability, parrying ability, and skill for rapier are maxed out.
She has magic in the form of healing abilities, and she's extraordinary at this because her healing and first aid abilities are maxed, allowing her to heal
Yeah, I
slight
never
wounds
saw
and keep
this
away
one.
from her foes.
I never finished
And
it.
despite wearing armor, her light
But I
metal
need to
equipment
watch
stat
it
makes
again
it so
if
she
I
can
wanna
move
finish it,
freely
'cause
with
I
her
can't
armor
remember
on.
much of it.
Asuna has a lot of gear, sure, but how does she stack up physically?
Well, all of her gear makes her fast. She prioritizes speed over any other stat.
She's also very durable. She survived a blow from Heathcliff, the top
Okay.
player of Sword Art Online at the time.
She's also strong enough to match Kirito in strength, who should be on par with Heathcliff. Asuna doesn't show this as much as Kirito, however. She's more of the support class in the group, preferring to heal, cook, and gather items that would better Kirito.
This is one of Asuna's main flaws. She doesn't have much experience.
That, and she prefers speed over her other stats. She can't take a hit very well, so she has to stay on her toes.
Overall, Asuna is very fast, versatile, and a skilled fighter. However, she lacks the proper experience and durability to keep up with some of her foes.
But is this enough to keep up with Team Ruby's wife?
Oh, this is fan
Let's
service.
find out.
Fan service right here. Really, dude? Really, you're just gonna stare? Dude, take your clothes off. Really? You're just gonna sit... What an idiot. He's an idiot. God. Dude, freaking do something. Exactly, jerk. What a dumbass. Man, she's my waifu. Why would you not just take your clothes off? Oh my god, what an idiot. If a girl takes her clothes off, come on, you should take your clothes off too. But I'm sorry, did I say something? Alright, to fight. Oh my god, the animation is... when they fall so weird. Oh well. Okay, awesome. What happened there? Okay, stab. There you go. Yep, do it, her glyphs.
KO!
Well,
Do it.
game over.
Figure.
Asuna did have the speed to keep up with Weiss, but Weiss took many other categories.
Weiss is far more durable, taking hits from Nora Valkyrie, and is stronger thanks to the Grim she has slain.
Next, Weiss's versatility is far
Yeah,
more
I
vast
was
than
even
everything
thinking-
Asuna has.
Not just
Her
versatility,
dusting
but yeah,
glyphs
her
also
glyphs
pull her ahead
will-
of any Asuna's techniques and
yeah,
gear.
her glyphs
And
will
finally,
just totally
training.
beat us.
Asuna was just thrusted into FAO, while Weiss was well trained by the Shnees and the teachers at Beacon.
Okay.
Overall, Asuna could compete with Weiss, but Weiss just slightly pulled ahead of her in strength, durability, skill, and intelligence.
Well, just like her chest, Asuna had a flat chance of beating Weiss.
This battle's all-star is
Wow.
Weiss Schnee.
And that means you're just 3 moves away from conquering Remnant.
This episode. Weiss.
Yes, fear the almighty power of my forces. Cower as they pillage your homes and weep as they take your children from your very arms.
Trap card.
Huh?
Your armies have been destroyed.
I hate this game of emotions we play.
Next time on All-Star Showdown. Well, let's try and do like a death battle. What? Oh, that's what's his name? I forget his name. What's his name? Oh, from Fairy Tail. What's his name again? I don't know. I forgot his name. But from Fairy Tail though. What? What's Shrek doing in this? Excuse me? What? Because they... Oh, they're just... Fairy Tail versus Fairy Tail? Is that what you're telling? Dragon Slayer? What? I was thinking he was going to be paired up with the dragon. But Shrek versus him? Makes no sense. Whatsoever. That... Hold on, pausing. That made... Pause. That made no sense. What kind of pairing is that? It makes no sense at all. It's a weird pairing versus this one makes more sense. No offense to All-Star Showdown, but come on now. That's a weird pairing. Oh, fan art. Oh, fan art by... Oh, that's a good one. But yeah, this was okay. I mean, I figured Weiss would win. But that other pairing doesn't make sense to me. At all. Stupid. No offense to... Oh, wow, I like that one. I like that fan art. That was good. Man, but no offense to All-Star Showdown, but that was just a stupid, odd pairing to put that guy from Fairy Tail with Shrek. Anyway. Okay. So, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up for me. Really do appreciate all the support. If you'd like to see more videos from me, hit that red button, that subscribe button for me. Really means a lot. And comment down below any videos you'd like to see me react to. Until next time, this is Race Reacts.